Okay, well in today's video, we are going to be going through some of the stuff that we got at auction in yesterday's video. We've got quite a bit of stuff, and our total spend here was $475. So we've got stuff here on the table, and we also have stuff down on the floor. I'm not sure exactly what everything is worth off the top of my head, so I'm going to try to give you a rough estimate of what I think I can get for it, and we're going to go from there. And hopefully it works out. So I'm kind of excited. I think we got some really good pieces. Some of the pieces I don't know about, and unfortunately Andrew wasn't feeling well today, so he's not here to haul it with me. And some of the pieces were really his kind of pieces, and he actually knew what they were and what they were about. So I'm going to try to talk a little bit about them, but he was the one with the knowledge on those pieces. So anyway, let's get through these. So this was actually an Andrew piece, believe it or not. He picked this out, and this right here, they're actually two bird pieces, so that was kind of fun. They are marked on the bottom, Monroe Salt Pottery. Oh, Monroe Salt Works. This one is, yeah, Monroe Salt Works, Monroe, Maine. So these are two pieces. I actually probably would have passed on these, the reason being that they are like a transfer sticker type design, and that really doesn't appeal to me. However, Andrew saw the potential in them, and so he decided to grab them. And sure enough, some of their pieces sell for like over $100, and so he really came through on these, and he grabbed these. Now, I'm not sure how much these go for, because I looked at their sold comps on eBay, and I couldn't really differentiate why some sold for over $100 and why others sold for about $30. I didn't really understand. There was no rhyme or reason. Usually I can say, okay, well, these ones sold for this amount because of this, or, you know, these were larger pieces, so they sold for this. But there wasn't really any rhyme or reason, so I couldn't really figure out why they sold for what they did. But these are nice pieces. This one has a bluebird on it, and I think this piece is a sparrow. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a finch. But again, they're nice pieces. I would expect probably to get 20 to 30 for this, and also 20 to 30 for this, just because of the name. After having done the research, I was quite surprised. I was not expecting that, but it's the name that brings the money, so I'll take it. Now we've got these little guys, and actually Eric has a few more of these for us on Sunday at the flea market. These are little Beatrix Potter figurines. We've actually got 3 of them here. They are Royal Albert, and they're all marked. This is Mrs. Bunnykins. This one is Mr. Bunnykins. They are together. They are a couple. And this one right here, oh shoot. This one right here is Fierce Bad Rabbit. He's naughty. Naughty, fierce, bad rabbit. So it's kind of funny. That's actually what it says. Fierce, bad rabbit. Okay then. So these guys I could see selling anywhere from $15 to $20 a piece. I was looking them up, and I found that Peter Rabbit with daffodils seems to be like a popular figurine. However, I could see him in the eBay comps selling for hundreds, and then I saw him selling for less, and I wasn't sure why some of them sold for hundreds and why some of them sold for less. Again, there was no rhyme or reason, and it was really confusing to me. But when I picked these up, Eric made the point to mention that a few years ago he had actually bought one, and it was a Red Cross bunny, and he sold that, and he said it sold for $800, and it was a Red Cross bunny, and the bunny was actually feeding a younger bunny, and so that's a lot. That's a huge profit. So that was pretty cool. Sounds like Walter just got back from going on a box run. But anyway, so I'm pretty pleased with those. I think we'll do well with those. We've got some Belique here. Not that we don't already have enough Belique. If you saw our live video, we basically have like Belique to last us for years. But we got some more Belique. This has the blue mark on the bottom, and I have been researching the marks a little bit, but off the top of my head, I could not tell you how old this mark is. I've been consulting the marks online quite a bit, but I like that piece. This guy here looks like he says East Germany. Maybe that's West. It looks like an A, so I think that says East Germany, but he's just a little puppy dog. I would expect probably to get $15 to $20 for him. He's very well executed. I like his little ribbon. It's pretty cute. So he actually has no chips or cracks, so he's nicely done. Now, we did buy a ton of jewelry, and I will show you the jewelry real quick. I am not the best at jewelry. Jewelry is not really my forte. I know what I like, and I buy what I like if I can get it for the right price, but jewelry is by no means my expertise. I know Texas Gal Treasures is really good at jewelry. She does a lot with jewelry. We have a mutual friend, Mary, and she's got me watching a little bit of Texas Gal Treasures, but she does really well with jewelry, and I'm just like, I glaze over. I know what I like, but that's really the extent of my jewelry knowledge, and some of the costume jewelry I can get into if it's like critters or stuff like that. But I think these are relatively good pieces. I think these are vintage, and so I think we can do pretty well with them because they're sets. So here we've got a necklace, and I think you guys can see it from there. This is actually marked. Well, the earrings are anyway, the matching earrings. We've got two matching clip-on earrings, so that tells me that it's like 1950s to 1960s, because before the clip-ons or the screwbacks. So the screwbacks were before clip-ons, and these are marked Germany, simply Germany. But we've got the two earrings that go with them. So we've got the whole set here, but I just think that's great. I really like that set. So I think Andrew paid, I want to say like $5 to $10 for this entire flat with all of the jewelry. I was blown away. I thought it was going to go for much higher because not only did it have the jewelry in it, but I think it had the little Goble chicks in it. I think that's what I really wanted from that flat. And I was like, and it's got the jewelry in it, so make sure you get the jewelry too. But I wasn't like, I didn't want just the jewelry. I was actually after the Goble chicks because you guys know I'm more into porcelain than jewelry. But this is actually one of my favorite jewelry pieces out of the whole lot. And I mean, you can imagine why, because obviously it's got a bird on it, but it's a nice little bird with a little letter, maybe a love letter. Oh my goodness. But I really liked it. I thought it was kind of a statement piece. It is marked in the back, and I haven't done any research as far as the artist goes, but it is ceramic, and I kind of like that piece. So I thought it was nice. I was surprised that we were able to get it, but of all the jewelry, this was probably my favorite. So we got that. We have another one of these white necklaces. Again, I would probably say 1950s, 1960s. This one does not come with earrings, however. We got that piece. This one is a pin. It is a brooch, but it's got, I think it's plastic. It's absolutely plastic. It's not glass, but it's just sparkly. It's pretty. This one, not something I would wear, but you know, everyone has their own taste. This has the original paperwork in there with it. It is Copper Gems by Copper Craft Guild, and it is a cross. So it actually has the original paperwork. I did not look that one up either, but that one's here, and there were a few more. I mean, like, when I say a few, I mean there was like a whole stack of jewelry. I don't even know. Those are just earrings. This one was kind of interesting. That one looks like it could possibly be silver, or maybe it was just made to look like silver. I don't know. That looks like it's got Does it unattach? I cannot figure it out. But anyway, I can't figure it out. This is just a nice little bangle. And earrings to go with it. Maybe. I don't think they actually go with it. I think somebody just paired them together. We've got these ones. Those look like they could be actual pearls and not fake pearls, but I have to look closer at those. This one has an original tag. It says, what does it say? KJL Boutique. These are natural stones. Oh my gosh, I'm so out of my element here. Showing jewelry, my goodness. This piece, I'm looking it over for Maker's Mark. There are none. However, it surprises me because I like this one. It's actually got birds on it. It's got birds on it. Again, this is a brooch or a pin, and right here on the sides it does have birds on it, so I like that one as well. But I think that's really it for the jewelry. Hi, Walter.
Better hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, listen to Walter. He knows what he's talking about. You got boxes?
Yeah. And leave a comment behind too.
That's right. See, he does all my promoting for me. I don't have to. So as we're talking about the jewelry, we have the two little gobles I was going after in that box, which are just two little chicks. They're perfect for Easter. Unfortunately, we're past Easter now, but if you remember, I was at Goodwill, or no, Salvation Army not too long ago, and I saw a little chick on the shelf, and I thought, you know, he reminds me of Goble. There were no markings on him. He was not marked Goble, but I grabbed him. But this is what he reminded me of, was these guys who are actually marked Goble. So I think they sell for $20 to $25 for the pair. I could be wrong. I do not know, but I like them. A nesting doll. These are typically souvenirs. Occasionally, they're actually worth some good money. I just thought she was really pretty, and I told Andrew, you know, we've got viewers who are interested in the nesting dolls, so why don't you just grab those? So we have another set of nesting dolls. Got those. What else do we have? Oh, we've got our puzzle box. We've got our puzzle box. It is more than likely probably Hawaiian. It's pretty easy to solve, actually. I was kind of disappointed with how easy it was to solve, because if you see here, you just push that in, and then this slides up, this slides out. Ta-da! It's solved just like that. I just ruined it for everyone. I'm sorry. Did I ruin that? I think I did. Oh, shoot. But it is a puzzle box. Puzzle boxes are fun. This was a simple one. Sometimes you can get them with multiple steps. And I don't know. I think they're fun. Maybe just because I'm a geek. I don't know. But yeah, so that was great. This is a puzzle box. And I liked it. It took me a while to solve it. It took me like 5 minutes. I'm like trying to press all of the pedals and like figure it out. But ultimately, it was this worn spot right here that gave it away. I'm like, you know, that's been pushed a lot of times. I feel like that might be the ultimate answer right there. And sure enough, it was. So that kind of gave it away, but I liked that. So at the very beginning of the auction, Andrew bid on a box of stuff, and I think it sold for $1 or $3. And we kind of made the joke like, oh, well, he was just bidding on it for the banana box, because you can never have too many banana boxes. And they are very valuable, believe it or not. No, they're not really. But we like banana boxes because they're easy to transport stuff. They're heavy duty. They're, as far as boxes go, and you know. So he bidded on this box, and these were inside. Two little stone owl bookends. There's two of them. So we got two of those, which was great. So they were in the box. They're gonna stare at you for the rest of the video. Don't feel judged. Then this came out of the same box. Unfortunately, I'm gonna move those because the camera is gonna want to focus on those. This was in the same box. Now, unfortunately, he's very similar to the one we had recently where there was a pipe, but this guy's got a little joint on his ears, so he is kind of ruined. This was probably the coolest thing we pulled out of that box, which was at the very bottom of the box. It is a whistle. So it is a ceramic bird whistle. And I'm not sure the age of it, but it's really cool. It's like a bird on a nest. And we were both pretty excited when we pulled that out of there. Oh, we've got bookends. Okay. So we've got these 2 bookends. They are marked on the bottom, which makes them extra exciting. They are marked Rayburger, Chicago. Now, there were a few of these sold, not the horse bookends, but a few by this company sold on eBay. I was looking. The Doughboy single bookend seemed to have sold between 80 and 100, which was good. I'm not sure about these, though. So I'm thinking I could probably get 60 to 75 for the horsehead bookends. That's what I'm shooting for anyway. We always start our auctions off at $4 though, so it could just be me being optimistic. Okay. Now we've got this piece, and now I didn't realize when I saw this piece in the box. However, I'm about to show you what is so amazing about this piece. Are you ready? Yes, it is this just boring grapes and leaves pattern, but check this out. I don't even know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. Look at this. Can you see it? The base color is cobalt. That's really exciting. I don't often come across carnival glass with a cobalt base color, so I'm pretty excited about that. Usually it's amethyst, sometimes it's green, usually it's marigold, but rarely is it cobalt. So, pretty excited about that. And it's in really good condition. There are no chips or cracks that I've noticed yet. When I list it will be the ultimate test, but no, there are none. And the iridescence is very thick. So when I saw it, I couldn't even tell that it was cobalt. And then I noticed that when we got back that it is in fact, you can kind of see it there, cobalt base color. Yes, score. I love it. So I'm pretty thrilled with that, I'm not gonna lie. Now, the grape pattern is one of the more common patterns, mostly because all of the companies were making it. Mostly all of the companies had some variation of the grape pattern. So even for me, trying to identify which company made that particular grape pattern becomes difficult because so many were making the grape pattern. So that's worth noting. Okay, what else do we have in here? There's really nothing fun in that box. Those are kind of like Andrew things, and then I feel like, you know, maybe I should just show you because I feel like he would want to talk about it, but he's not here to talk about it, so I'm going to show you. Transocean product made in Japan. He was so excited about this, and I feel like it's worth showing you guys. I can't tell you why he was just so excited about it because I don't know why, but this was really, he said this was the best item out of the box. And I can't tell you why because I don't know why. But it does have like an old Goodwill sticker on there, which I think is pretty cool. Like one of the old Goodwill stickers. And they had it priced for $1. So that's pretty neat. And I don't know what ship that is. Maybe he knew what ship, a Transocean product made in Japan. That's all it says. But he was really excited about that piece. So it might be something special that I don't know about. So this was also with the carnival glass. So I was going for the carnival glass, but after we got the carnival glass, I realized that this was in there with it. And this is actually quite fantastic. I feel like that should hold it up, but it doesn't. There we go. So this is a grand piano, obviously. And it has a Swiss mechanism in here. The bottom says Swiss musical movement. And the song is Edelweiss. And you can actually pick it up. It's got the inside. It has everything. But it's very nice wood. And it's got a little plate right there. So when you lift it, it plays the music. But it's a really nice piano. I don't know necessarily if it would be a dollhouse piano or if it would just be a display piece. But I love the wood, and when I saw it in the box, like my eye went first to the carnival, and then I realized that this was in there, and I was like, wow, wait a second, that might actually be something really nice. So I'm thinking like $35 to $40 for this in the condition that it is in now. That's really nice. And you have to keep in mind that we paid like $10 pretty much tops for each of these boxes, and they had multiple pieces in them. So let's see what else. There's so much here. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to show you next. So I kind of stood back while the guys were bidding because I don't understand the bidding. This is only my second auction ever, and I don't understand the bidding. I can't even understand the auctioneer.
Hey, $6 now, $6 now, $5 now, $6 now, $6 now, $5 now, $6 now, $5.
He goes so fast, and I like try to understand what he's saying, and it doesn't even make sense to me. So the guys bid, and I just tell them what I want. They picked up this plate. It is enamel. It's really nice. It's got a ship on there, and the back is marked. We have a plate similar right now. It's either in scheduled or it is live, but I'm not sure which. But I really like the enamel on that. We got some more grill plates, and I say more grill plates because we have some sitting and scheduled right now, I know for a fact. Fortunately, this top one looks like it has a chip on it, but the others might be in pretty good condition. This is a grill plate because it is sectioned. That is just the terminology for it. I will have to check if this one does glow under black light, but they sell for okay money. I mean, people still eat off of these, so, or they collect them anyway. I know people still buy them. I should say that. People still buy them. Whether they eat off them or collect them, I do not know, but I know that people still buy them. So we've got these vases. They're marked Germany. I didn't actually look these over. It looks like this one has a chip. I kind of assumed these were in with the piano and the carnival glass. And the way I look at these box slots is I kind of evaluate, okay, there's one item I can get money out of. There's two items I can get money out of. There's three items. And I kind of judge it by how many items are in that box that I know I can make money on. And I kind of go from there. So I was looking at that box, and I knew that I had the carnival glass first off. I knew that second off, I had this creamer and sugar, which I'll talk about next. And then I knew that I had the piano. So I had the carnival glass, I had the creamer and sugar, and I had the piano. And so these were kind of like third on my list. And the reason they were third on my list is because, as you will see here, they are beautiful, but they're fragile. And they were damaged at some point in their life. And so even though they're beautiful, I wasn't expecting them to have survived, and sure enough, they are damaged. Somebody tried taking a marker and making them okay, but they're not. These are really nice. They're Germany. They could have been mantle vases, although they are a little small. I like them. I think they're pretty, but I would probably expect $15 to $20 for them because of their damage. For the pair, I'm saying, not for each of them, but they are nice. Now here we have some depression glass. You guys are always bugging me to get depression glass. This does have a little bit of a rough spot here, but it's mostly flea bites. And what I mean by flea bites, and that's kind of like a terminology that people use, is that visibly they're not very noticeable, but when you run your finger around them, you can feel them. And so that's one of the reasons why when you see us out at the antique shop, we run our fingers on them, is to feel those flea bites, because collectors want to know about these things. They want to know if you feel that rough spot. And this one corner does have a rough spot. But this is a nice set. And the sugar bowl does have the lid. So I think I can get pretty good money for that. I'm not very up to date on depression glass. As you guys know, it's not something I typically buy and sell. But I feel like that's a nice set. So I just have to figure out the pattern. There are lots of patterns of depression glass, but I happen to like that one. Let's talk about this way over here. I'm going to stand up. Okay. So this is one of the last items that we bought, and I think it's important to talk about. So at the end of the auction, pretty much everyone cleared out, like everyone. There weren't many people there to begin with, I think because not many people expected them to be back at it so soon with everything going on, but also because there wasn't very many people there. So the jewelry came up, and I was really excited because there were some really nice jewelry pieces, and there were quite a few that I wanted. I wanted quite a few of the jewelry lots. However, since everything was online, it became very competitive, and I wasn't able to get like a 4 out of 5 of the jewelry lots that I wanted. So we did win one of the jewelry lots that I thought was nice, and that's this one right here, which is pocket watches. And now when I look at a pocket watch, I don't know anything about the mechanics of a pocket watch, and I typically avoid selling watches or clocks because clock and watch buyers are very, very particular, which is understandable because there are so many intricacies of a clock or a watch, and there are so many moving parts that they have to be particular. Like, I'm not calling fault to them in any way, but they are so particular. So when I look at a pocket watch, I see something different. I see the art in the case of a pocket watch and not necessarily the movement or anything else. So I bought these pocket watches based on the art of the actual case and not necessarily the movement or the dial or anything like that. So we paid $50 for this little flat right here, but this was the one that I was most enamored with, and I maybe paid too much, but I really liked it. It is coin silver, so it is silver. It is missing its little I guess bail possibly is what you would call it, but it is, I really liked it. And so Andrew looked over and like, should I still bid after it got a little bit high? And I was like, I want it. So he just kept going. The other ones he looked over and I'm like, no. Like there was a kangaroo pin and also a bear pin on one tray, and it got to $90. And he looked over at me and Eric, and we're both like, and it was kind of sad because I really wanted those ones, but I knew at that price it was too much. So that's why I have a hard time with auctions. But this is really nice. This has got a nice face. Now Eric did look at this one as well, and it is cracked. So unfortunately the face is damaged. But it is a nice case, and so we got these for $50, and I feel like that was okay for $50. I feel like it wasn't the best for $50. We're not gonna make a ton of money, but I feel like we'll make some money on it. So I don't think that was a steal by any means, and that's because it was an online auction. So let's talk about some of the other stuff. This right here, this is one worth talking about. So this was in one of the boxes. She's very pretty, but she's worth talking about because you guys know I don't typically buy dolls. She is nice, however, in the 1970s and the 1980s, these were hot, and they were very reproduced. And so that being said, she is more than likely a reproduction. She is not actually super old. But it's very important when you're buying these dolls to look them over and to evaluate them and to know what you're looking at. So that's the mailman. But yes, so she is more than likely a reproduction, even though she looks like she's older. I'm leaning towards reproduction in her. So we've got some Yadros, and I have no idea what I'm looking at here. Oh my goodness, the sirens. We've got geese. We've got little geese. So we've got the geese here, and then we've got a like solitary goose that's like, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. I think they are a set. They are together, but we've got like a couple geese that are like, they have their club, and then this goose really wants to be part of the club, and they're like, no, we don't want you to be part of our club. And he's mad and he's upset because he wants to be part of the cool kids club, and it's just not happening for him. I think that's what's happening here, but I'm just making things up, actually. They're both marked Yandro. They're typical of Yadro. They've got those really muted colors, very nice porcelain. Just your typical Yadro. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how much they're worth. I did not look them up before I started this video. There is a snail on this piece right here, and he's quite cute. I don't know if I can even get him on video, but he's a snail. He's adorable. So they're cute. There doesn't appear to be any damage, which is actually quite surprising, the way things get banged around at this auction in particular. I was actually quite surprised that there wasn't any damage, but I will take it. We've got this pitcher. It came with the carnival glass and the creamer and sugar. I'm actually surprised that there is no damage on this, but there's not, and I can guarantee you that this will glow under black light. There is a little flea bite there that I can see as I'm holding it up into the window, but for the most part, that's a pretty cute picture. I like that. Oh my God, that's how heavy it is. It like takes me a moment to actually gather the strength to lift it. Okay, so this right here is a doorstop. And actually I saw it and I was like, I think we're gonna pass on that because I don't know the difference between an original and a reproduction. And then Andrew and Eric evaluated it and they're like, that's real. And so I felt kind of silly because I'm like, I'm going to steer clear from that because I don't know the difference. And then they were like, this is for real. And I'm like, okay, fine. Super, super heavy, like probably 10 pounds, maybe, or I'm just really super weak. But it is really nice. It is a doorstop. I think this has probably been replaced, but it's really nicely done. I'm not sure what the value on this would be because I don't study cast iron. I don't know much about cast iron. I usually avoid it for the simple fact that it's so reproduced, especially in our area because we have Hubley nearby. They flood in with the reproductions because we've got Hubley. So we've got like all of this original, but then we've got all of this reproduction, and it makes it really hard and very conflicting, and I have a really hard time, and I just say, you know what, I don't need to mess in cast iron. I'll just play with porcelain, and that's my thing. It's heavy. It'll be fun to ship. Okay, so on from that, let's talk about some other fun things. We've got Wedgwood. And you guys usually cringe when I pass up the Wedgwood, but we did get some Wedgwood thanks to our pal Eric. You know, he usually passes along the Wedgwood because he knows I avoid it as well, but we did get some Wedgwood. And the reason I avoid Wedgwood is because I've seen the prices kind of take a hit, and I just don't know which is worth money and which isn't, and I can't seem to find it for the right price, and so I avoid it. We've got a Lefton chick here. He kind of goes with our Gobles, but he would probably be 12 to 15. He does have his original stickers on the bottom, so he's great. He would have been perfect for Easter, but we're beyond that at this point. We've got some Polish pottery. We've sold that in the past. We got that at the Goodwill in Maryland, actually. We've got 2 pieces of Polish pottery. I don't know the values of Polish pottery off the top of my head, but this one seems to have a more modern mark. I would expect probably 10 to 12 for this piece. This one, again, probably 10 to 15 because it is a spoon rest. Let's see what else we've got. This was actually really neat, and Eric said this was cool too. Obviously, it is cats, and yes, I will part with it. Unfortunately, with pieces like this, with the applied flowers, it is very common to find that the flowers are broken, and such is the case with this kitten. We've got a few broken flowers on here. I'm trying to look. We've got a few broken leaves. I thought it was worse than it is, but now I'm looking at it and I'm like, where was that? Okay, so we've got one broken leaf and the tip of a leaf. We have no broken petals, but on the back there is like a little broken petal. So it's not as bad as I thought it was, honestly. But this cat right here, I think is Adderley, Royal Adderley. So are these Royal Adderley as well? no, these were Royal Dalton. I'm just going completely crazy. Okay, the bunnies were Royal Dalton. I think I misspoke maybe when I did those. You guys probably already corrected me in the comments. But this is Royal Adderley. So I could not find a comp for this of this size. So I'm not sure what this would go for. I do believe that the broken flowers are going to diminish the value slightly, unfortunately. But again, it's kind of unavoidable, unfortunately, because pieces like this, they get damaged with the flowers. And my understanding is that Royal Adderley did a lot of the posy baskets. The posy baskets were similar to the Capodimonte. Capodimonte was the Italian version of those flower baskets. Royal Adderley was the English version of those flower baskets. They were a lot more delicate and a lot smaller, and they're like almost always damaged. So then you have Royal Adderley making these, and you can almost always expect that the flowers are going to be damaged. And honestly, every time I find them, every single time, I don't think I've ever once found them without a petal or a leaf missing. So it's kind of a bummer because they're beautiful. And I know someone had posted in my Facebook group their collection, and they're just phenomenal. When you see them all together, all these little posy baskets, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. But let's talk about this, okay? So Eric won this in a lot, and Andrew and him are standing over this giant plastic tub. I don't think they paid very much for it at all, and there was a woman there with them, and she was looking through it, and she asked, "Oh, can I have that?" And Eric's like, "Yeah, you can have that. You can have that." And I was like, before she could ask for anything else, I said, "The cat, the cat, the cat." And so they reached over and they gave me the cat. This is Rye Pottery, and one of these had sold not too recently for about $100. And so I was like all about the cat. I'm like, don't give the cat away. Give me the cat. Give me the cat. And so, yeah, they grabbed the cat for me. But this is Rye Pottery. I think the artist is the name Bethel. But I was like, give me the cat. Don't give it away. The other stuff was fine. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of great stuff in there, but in the very corner of this giant plastic tote, it was pointing the corner. It was like literally in the corner with its nose in the corner. I'm like, give me the cat. Give me the cat. Oh, boy. I'm all for giving away free stuff, but something of that value, like, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Okay, I'm just trying to think what else we've got. We've got this. Okay. Hey, buddy, what's up? You want to say hi? He's in Mimi's office watching Netflix because he came home early from camping. He's got barbecue sauce on his face. What are you doing? Is your show over?
I'm on my second one.
Okay. I'll be done in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Go have fun. Okay. So this is one of the pieces of art. It's funny because Andrew actually told me, he's like, don't get any more artwork. He's like, that last one you got, I had to build a box for it. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I was actually going to pass on this, even though I really liked it because it's got the peacock. I was going to pass on it, and he's the one who actually bid on it and actually got it. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. Because I really wanted it, but I didn't say anything to him because I know he was being funny about artwork. And he bid on it. So that's on him. But I wanted the peacock. So, all right, so this was at the bottom of a box. This is great. So this is Foltz Pottery, and it's Reinhold's, PA. This stuff can sell for really good money. The plates sell for good money. It is a redware clay, and this was at the bottom of a flat, and it had all this stuff piled on top of it, and I saw it. I saw like the edge of the wing, and I was like, Andrew, look. So we pulled all this stuff out. We pulled this angel out, and I was like, oh my gosh, look, it's... And I actually didn't say anything. I just pointed at Foltz Pottery, and he was like, okay. So we bid on it, and we got the angel. Okay, so we have one more flat to get through, and there's like a lot of smalls in here that I'm not totally sure of. You shut it?
Yeah, this is an example. You see this hoodie? This sweater?
Yeah?
Right.
Okay, so hang on. Walter's got a friend who sells used clothes who came to visit this weekend.
Used.
No, vintage.
Designer.
Vintage designer clothes. The designer, I don't, see, I was explaining to Walter, I'm like, there's resellers like me who sell this stuff. And then there's resellers who sell clothes. And we're like different planets. And
$600 for
that,
just this sweater. $600.
show. $600 for a sweatshirt.
As long as.
And you left it in your car.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some Boss Skull peanut butter jars because those are fun. Almost as fun as sweatshirts.
Yeah, right. And a T-shirt that's worth $1,600.
I don't want to talk about shirts that are worth $600 and easy to ship. Let's talk about peanut butter jars, okay? We've got this guy right here and this one right here. So these are peanut butter jars. And some of these can be worth really good money depending on the flour that is printed on them. They can lose value if they have been run through the dishwasher. These ones appear as though they haven't been run through the dishwasher, surprisingly. This one is super vibrant red, super vibrant yellow. When they've been run through the dishwasher, they tend to lose their vibrancy. And so these ones are actually in pretty good condition. They're usually marked with the flour that is on them. Oh, look, we have another visitor. Hello, my friend. What do you need, Ash?
Buck said to bring wings over for dinner, and I told him what flavors we have.
Okay.
Buffalo wings and barbecue.
Okay, we'll bring wings over to the campground for dinner. All right. Here's some more Andrew stuff. He was really excited about this. This appears to me to be, I guess, Boy Scout stuff. There was actually, you know what? I know for sure that this is Boy Scout stuff. This is like a lot of Boy Scout stuff. I think this is like a handkerchief slide. And there was more Boy Scout stuff, but he must have left that behind. Maybe that the other stuff wasn't really worth a whole lot. But this was in a lot of Boy Scout stuff. I do remember that. Now we got this one. Andrew actually picked this out, believe it or not. I know that sounds silly, but it is marked "Made in Italy, Left Court." It's got fancy beads on it, and so Andrew grabbed this. They're just really big beads. I mean, normally you see the really fine beaded purses, but that was neat. And we've got these bottles. So cologne, bath salts, and Listerine. These are actually really nicely done. And I'm gonna set one down so I don't break them, but the lids are even painted on them. I like these a lot. These are fancy. It doesn't smell like cologne, so I'm gonna like venture a guess and say they probably weren't used. These are fantastic. They are actually marked Steuben, which is a pretty good company. So this right here is probably $70 to $100 in plates. They are etched, which is fantastic. They're a little bit amber, I would say. This piece right here was actually pointed out to us by a friend. It was hiding in a box. Now, we have a friend that goes to the auction. Her Instagram is Flying Pig Thrifts. You can find her on Instagram. She finds some fantastic stuff. She actually recently found an Eldrith, I think it was a birdhouse, and she tagged me in it. I was like, oh my gosh. And she said I only recognized it because the crazy lamp lady picks up Eldrith all the time. So I was really happy for her. But she saw this in a box and she's like, Jocelyn, did you see that? And I was like, no. And so I told the guys about it and they ended up picking up the box for this. But it does appear to be Blanco. It is kind of a crackly glass, but it's got an applied handle, which I do like. And so that's pretty neat. I like that piece. This is Dresden lace. Unfortunately, her fingers are missing, but we have viewers who do buy the broken figurines for craft projects and things that they do, so I'm not too upset about her being broken because, you know, either somebody buys her as a filler piece for their collection or she goes to one of our viewers who buys the broken figurines as kind of a, you know, a project piece or something. Now we've got, this is kind of like the last piece that really needs highlighting. And you know what, no, I've got a pile right here, but move my sunglasses over there. This right here is a lighter. It is a Dachshund lighter. I showed this on the video, but it is a lighter, and it is Germany, but it is a Dachshund, and I'm sure it doesn't work, you know, it needs to be fixed, or I don't know, but it is a Dachshund, so that's really cool. And so we've got a pig ashtray here. This was the last pile. The fish, I'm not really sure about. It's not marked. I don't think it's terribly old, but really the piece that I wanted to show you guys was this guy. This is Villeroy and Bach. It is Naif Christmas, and I guess this is kind of a desirable pattern. Again, it's not super old. It's relatively modern, but I guess that is kind of a desirable pattern. So, I think, oh wait, no, the last piece that Andrew was like raving about. Let me show you that. He was so excited about this, and I'm kind of a little disappointed he's not here to show it to you, because I'm not going to be able to communicate his excitement over this, but Andrew was so excited about this. This is a newspaper from 1815, like a legit actual newspaper from 1815. And this column right here, over here, this column includes a proclamation from the President of the United States, and it's basically, I guess, waives the right to prosecute a pirate. So he basically pardoned a pirate, and Andrew was like super excited about this because it's got a picture of the pirate up here, and he was pretty stoked about that. But that's like something that Andrew would get excited about. I tried to get a little excited. I mean, it is a little exciting. You think about a newspaper from 1815, like pardoning a pirate. That is kind of exciting, but that's pretty much everything we got at auction. I know that that I think Eric had a few things that he carried over to give us while we were at the flea market this week, but I think we got some really great pieces, and you know, at the end of the day, it really does all add up. You know, the cat was great. I think the whistle's going to do good. The watches are great. This depression glass, I don't know the pattern, but the fact that the sugar has a lid, I think is going to be good. The Steubenville, that's different. The Steuben glass, that's going to be great. This Monroe salt pottery, I'm excited about that. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it's got a bird on it, so that's great. The jewelry, again, fantastic. We're gonna give that to Casey because she does really well with listing jewelry, so she's gonna have a field day with that. Her dad is a jeweler, and so she knows her jewelry and she's good at it, and so she's gonna have a blast listing that. But I think we just did really well with everything that we got at this auction, and yeah, so I think that pretty much sums up our video. But I'm going to get this all packed up and out of the window. Ashton is raising his hand. What is up, buddy?
I only can hear Jeopardy, but I can't hear it.
Jeopardy? Okay, I'll be in a second to fix your Jeopardy. I'm ending the video now, okay, buddy?
I was texting Buck back.
You were texting him and then it wasn't working anymore? Okay. All right, so on that note, I will see all of you tomorrow. Later. My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook. Later.